Hey friends, it's Kelly and welcome back to Mama Needs a Goal. Thank you so much for joining me, and if you're new here, welcome. So friends, before we get started, if you don't mind, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that red subscribe button as it does help me out a great deal. And also, don't forget to hit that little bell because that little bell will notify you every time I have a new video coming out. And also, friends, don't forget to go ahead and follow me over on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Pinterest. I am very active on Instagram and especially Facebook. Lots of crazy things happening over there. So don't forget to check me out. Now we're going to go ahead and start this video. So friends, what's for dinner? Here is a monthly recap for October 2021. I will be sharing my meal plan for each week in the month of October, as well as some pictures and some links at the end of this video and in the description box as well. So let's get started. So we're going to start with the week of October the 4th. On Monday, October 4th, we had chicken enchiladas and some Spanish rice. And here's just a picture of the final meal. I purchased the Spanish rice from Aldi, and I'm telling you, it is so good. It is one of my favorites. And this meal is actually a favorite of everybody in the house. So next, on Tuesday, October 5th, we had cheesesteak subs. On Wednesday, October the 6th, we had slow cooker, cheesy potatoes, and kielbasa. And friends, if you followed me in October, you know that the whole month of October, it was called Crocktober, where I shared every single day in the month of October either a link to a recipe or a video that I made preparing a recipe that was in the slow cooker or crock pot. So you're going to be seeing a lot of crock pot recipes. And here is a picture of how my cheesy potatoes turned out. As you can see, it got nice and crispy around the edges, that burnt cheese. I personally love that. If you guys don't, you might want to spray the pan really well and just kind of maybe at some point scrape the sides down a little bit, but it really was good. Now we're moving on to Thursday, October the 7th, and I made a crock pot stuffed bell peppers. This is one of my favorites. I've been making this for many, many years, and it is just so good. And here you can see the larger picture here is my peppers in the crock pot ready to cook all day long. And then you can see the final result. I ended up after it cooked all day, I threw a slice of provolone cheese on top of each pepper as well. And friends, as you can see, I had quite a bit of peppers there and I had a lot of extra meat that I put in the pot. And I ate that every single day for lunch that week. And then on Friday, October 8th, we had Tater Tot Casserole. And here is a quick picture of what that looked like. This is another favorite of the families as well. Now we're moving on to the week of October the 11th. On Monday, we had Bang Bang Shrimp Tacos. And here is a picture of what that looks like. And friends, this stuff is just so good. I used to do the shrimp, buy the raw shrimp and do the batter and then cook it in the air fryer. And it is very, very, very time consuming. So I just went ahead and used the shrimp that I got at Costco. It was already breaded, put it in the air fryer, and I honestly couldn't tell the difference. It was just really, really good. Then let's move over to Tuesday, October the 12th, where I made a Crock-Pot Olive Garden Chicken Alfredo. And here it is. I did use the Olive Garden Italian dressing. I picked that up at Aldi, but I have seen it in other grocery stores as well. This, I have a video link at the end of this video and in the description box. Um, you can see how this is the first time I ever made this actually. It was kind of divided in the house. Some of us liked it, some of us didn't. But you have to check the video out and tell me what you think. And then moving on to Wednesday, October the 13th, was a slow cooker lasagna. And here is lasagna with some garlic bread. Yum, yum. It was so good. And then moving on over to October the 14th, I made some Crock-Pot sweet meatballs. And this is something that it's been a long time since I made this. I forgot all about it. This was always a staple when the kids were little, when we had birthday parties, because we always had a lot of adults as well. And this was always a staple during those parties. You can turn these into little slider sandwiches. You can make subs out of them. These are really good over rice as well. And I do have a link for this video at the end as well. And then lastly, on Friday, October the 15th, we ended up having takeout, just hubby and I. It was the homecoming parade and football game, and the oldest, he ended up going to visit a college that day. And the youngest, I dropped him off at a friend's house, and they worked on the float for the football parade, for the homecoming parade, I should say. And then they both ended up going to the football game, so it was just hubby and I for dinner. And I don't even remember what we ended up having that day, but I do have a picture of the float and a picture from the football game. And here is a picture of the float for the homecoming parade. The theme was fairy garden or something. I don't remember exactly what the theme was, but here is the float. It's all decked out. It looks like a garden, and it has these huge butterfly wings. And in the center of it, it had their class year in there. They kind of left it flat because they were getting ready to take it down to the parade, so they didn't want it flopping in the wind, because nobody could be on it until they actually got down to the area where the parade is. And then here's a picture at the football game. That is my son in the middle with his mouth open, all decked out in camouflage. Each um, football game has a different theme. It might be red out, white out. This one happened to be camouflage, so he was all decked out. He even had shorts on that day, and he took different color green paints and did handprints all over his legs. But they had a good time, and they won as well. So now we're moving on to the week of October the 18th. On Monday, we had Italian hoagies, and I actually had a sub in a tub. If you're not familiar with that, all it is all the meats that normally would go on an Italian hoagie chopped up and made into a salad. And then on Tuesday, October the 19th, we had fajitas and pico de gallo and some Spanish rice. And here is the meat that we used. We get flank steak from this meat company called Heartland Foods. And I'm telling you, friends, this meat is just so delicious. It melts in your mouth. And then here is just a picture of air fajitas. And I had topped it off with a little bit of pico de gallo. Then moving on to Wednesday, October the 20th, we had jalapeno popper chicken casserole. And that's another favorite. So here I just have some chicken diced up in a baking dish, and then I mixed together just some sour cream, not sour cream, cream cheese, and some Mexican cheese, and then I topped it with some jalapeno peppers, and then I topped it with some more cheese and some bacon and baked it in the oven. And friends, this was so delicious. I do have the recipe for this linked at the end of the slide and in the description box as well. And then moving on to October 21st, we had Crock-Pot cheesy meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and we were supposed to have string beans, but we didn't. Here is the meatloaf. What I did was I just made up my meatloaf like I normally do. I just put some Worcestershire sauce, A1 sauce, a this is 2 pounds of ground beef, by the way, and 2 eggs, some breadcrumbs, and some onion soup mix in there, and I mixed it really well, and then I split the ground beef in half. I made like a small little loaf and then put some fresh mozzarella on top, and then took the other half and put it on top, and then formed a big loaf. Put it in the crock pot, threw in some carrots, and for some reason I just decided to throw some spinach in there because I had spinach, and topped it with a little bit of A1 sauce and just put it in the crock pot. And there it is, just as I took the lid off, and oh, it smelled so good. And there is dinner. This is actually my son's plate. Don't ask. Macaroni and cheese and potatoes. Don't ask. I took some of the carrots that I had baked around there and gave him 2 of them. I was hoping that he would eat them. I do that all the time, but whatever. It is what it is. But anyway, you don't need to know all that. That's my son's plate. And then lastly, on Friday, October the 22nd, we had some jambalaya. And we also had some cornbread with that as well. This is one of my favorite dishes. I love jambalaya. It's making me want more right now. My favorite of all time. And then moving on to the week of October the 25th. On that Monday, it was my son's 18th birthday. So we went out to Outback Steakhouse, and I did not even think to take pictures of the dinner, but I do have 2 pictures from his birthday. And there he is with I just decorated the house a little bit. I put some balloons up on his door, so when he opened his door, they all fell in on him, and I decorated around his bedroom door. And then I put this up in the kitchen, and then outside where he parks his car, we have like a little parking pad, and I strung this big banner up that said happy 18th birthday. So that is him posing for a picture. And then here we are at I think I said Outback. I didn't mean Outback. I meant Texas Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse is his favorite place to eat. He loves to go there. And obviously, when it's your birthday, they come and bring the saddle and get you sitting on the saddle and they sing happy birthday to you. He was so embarrassed, but hey, we had to do it. So there he is on the saddle and then getting off, telling my son to move over so he could sit back down. And my son was teasing him. He's like, nope, I'm going to let you stand there so everybody can keep looking at you. It was funny, but he really enjoyed it and he had a great birthday. And then we're moving on to Tuesday, October the 26th. We made some sheet pan chicken nachos. And then here is a picture of the chicken. I just use the Costco rotisserie chicken. They have it where it's already off the bone, and they just package just the chicken up. And it's like a 3-pound package, and I break it down to 1-pound packages for different meals. So I just thawed a pack out and shredded it, and then I add some salsa to it. And the salsa that I use is from Aldi, and I'm telling you, it's called restaurant style salsa. Oh my goodness, it's the best salsa ever. And then I just cook it in that, and then I just put some nacho chips down on a big baking sheet, with some parchment paper, put the chicken on it, topped it with some cheese, and baked it in the oven because everybody in my house does not like everything. So we do it this way and then have all the extra stuffs on the side that we can just put on top ourselves. So here, this is my plate. Down in the bottom left-hand corner, if you watched my Halloween video, you would have seen I made this little Frankenstein guacamole and chips for dinner for that night to go with their meal. And I had some of that on my plate with some sour cream, and then I just topped it with some pico de gallo, some black olives. I'm not sure what else I had on there, but you can see I had a lot going on, and it was really, really good. Okay, so on Wednesday, October 27th, we had grilled pork chops, mashed potatoes, and I originally planned to do corn and string beans, but I ended up changing that out. So I ended up having spinach instead with just potatoes and the pork. And what I do is when I make this pork, I just put olive oil on both sides of my pork. I add some of the ranch dry seasoning on both sides and I let it sit in the fridge for a couple hours and then we go ahead and grill it. And friends, I'm telling you, it is so delicious. And then we're moving on to Thursday, October the 28th. We had slow cooker taco pasta, and Friday on the 29th, we had chicken and, or actually, I had planned to have chicken and dumplings, and that ended up being another night where the boys went to the football game and they left early, so it was just hubby and I. So the two of us ended up going out to dinner that night, so we never did have the chicken and dumplings. So, friends, that is all that we had that week. And here I posted the links to some of the recipe blogs and the videos. Most all the videos, or all the videos here, are actually my videos. Like I said, I did a whole month of Crocktober where I posted a ton of Crock-Pot recipes. So these links will be in the description box below, so you can just go ahead and click on it and watch those videos to make it a lot easier for you. But I also have it here on the screen in case you're watching it on the TV and you just want to go ahead and type in the link into YouTube. It's there for you. You can just kind of freeze it. But I do want to say, give a big shout out to Stylish Cravings for the recipe for the jalapeno popper chicken casserole. It was absolutely delicious, and I have linked their site at the bottom as well. So, friends, thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. As I mentioned in the beginning, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing as it greatly helps me out. So, friends, thanks so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.